Yeah, I'm just I'm still, getting some feedback and it's much appreciated, but I'm just kind of glad it's over.
Yeah, it was a lot of hard work, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a stressful few months there. I mean, I didn't really get to hang out much with the girls. Like they kind of did their own thing with, me being the only boy in the competition. But I did a lot of, aside from my own work and school, things like that, working, preparing for this, making sure I was ready. College tuition, textbooks. I mean, I could probably get two or three out of it. So I'm gonna put it to good use for the school. I'm actually from Fort Lauderdale. I was born in Fort Lauderdale in 1994. I'm a youngin. I was there for about 4 years. My parents decided they just didn't really want to raise their children in a that kind of city environment. So we moved up to the country.
Yeah, where was that?
I moved to Fort White, Florida. One stop left.
Where is Fort White, Florida?
Fort White, Florida is in the middle of nowhere. It's kind of like west of Gainesville and west of Jacksonville, but like southeast of Lake City. It's just kind of slap in the middle there. Honestly, I mean, aside from the shower singing since I was little, probably since about seventh grade, that's when I first really got my full experience in front of an audience. If I had to pick somebody who inspired me, I'd say Brian McKnight for sure. His song "Back at One," the first time I ever heard that, that's literally what got me singing. So I would love to say that Brian McKnight, sometimes Teddy Pendergrass, Music Soul Child, which not too many people know of, would be my most prized um, artist in the R&B soul type field. I listen to anything really. I have a different mood for all different types of music. One day I'll be listening to rock, country, soul, opera, even. It just depends on what I'm feeling that day, honestly. My parents, they met, when they were little. They've been pretty much together ever since. They're still together now. I think they're going on 27 years. January 28th is actually their anniversary next week. Well, I mean, they were very focused. They were, the guy that mentioned my smile, I forget his name exactly, but that's always been something that, I kind of just felt wasn't necessary, but everybody says my smile is so marketable, so I just figured why not. I mean, again, like connecting with the audience. That's a big part of it, and most of the songs that I'm singing were mainly toward the female audience, so really drawing them in. That I felt that was really important. But he gave a lot of good, constructive criticism, more compliments. I probably would have liked more, stern, what can I do to get better? Because I feel like there's always room for improvement for sure.
Yeah, I watched you guys up there on stage, and I always love that part where they're getting down to the last five and the last three and the last two. There was a bit of a Steve Harvey moment at the end. Tell me what you were feeling. I mean, you
Well,
had to be going crazy.
I was because I felt like it was almost planned. Honestly, I'm like they're doing this on purpose. They. I was shocked about the placement that was mentioned the first time because I really felt the people that pretty much the people that came to the top five I had predetermined in my head were going to be the ones that did give me the most competition. And once they started rounding them up, and I'm like, okay, these two are going to be mentioned next. And I just once one name was mentioned, I was relieved and I could breathe a little bit better. The next name, it was but once they kept saying the second and third and hadn't mentioned my name yet, I just kind of unbuttoned my jacket and I was I just realized it was over. I feel that Wayne Jernigan's got a really good setup there. So far, everything's been, for my first year, of course. I think it was a pretty smooth transition. Everything was decent. Everything was in order. Um, of course, me being kind of an impatient person, I was kind of ready to sing that one song and have it the show that day and just be done. But it's all a part of it. There's a build up and there's a glow and then there's the dim. So I think it's a great setup or great show that he's doing for the community. Honestly, with my work schedule, I had two times to perform and only one time for each song. I literally found the instrumental to the songs I was singing, and I said, I need this probably like two pitches lower. Just give it to me in this key. And I showed up at one rehearsal, and he wrote the whole song himself in that key. Is incredible. If I needed any adjustments, he knew exactly, what I needed, where I needed it, and how I needed it. I just love, really collaborating with musically inclined people as he, and he's amazing. He can play anything. He can sing anything. My first one was "Change Is Gonna Come" by Sam Cooke. I always, whenever I'm singing, I want to sing something that has a moment. So whenever, even if it's church, in the shower, no matter where it is, I have to sing a song that has a moment, just so I'm constantly testing my range and what I'm capable of vocally. And "Change Is Gonna Come." It's a, every song I sing has a story. And I felt that with a lot of stuff going on, election times, crazy things going on in the world, it's something that I could just comfort, the people who heard it. I felt that that was just something that they needed in a sense.
What about your second?
Second one was "Thinking Out Loud" by Ed Sheeran. My mom kind of coached me into that one, and the first one actually. It was, more modern. I'm used to singing these older songs like Teddy Pendergrass, Brian McKnight, Boys to Men. I figured I want to get something that people are hearing now, on the radio, and something that I could put my own spin on, my own little taste, but be also pleasing at the same time. So "Thinking Out Loud" by Ed Sheeran, I felt that I could really own that one. "Lay Me Down" by Sam Smith. Probably one of actually my favorite song that's out right now. His vocal capabilities are far beyond what a lot of people are in this industry capable of, and I'm just astounded by what he's doing with his work. It's awesome. "Lay Me Down" is a really emotional song. Just kind of just wanting that person there, even if they're feeling rejected by them, no matter what ill emotion that person has towards them, just wanting them no matter what. There's such an intense passion, and I felt that singing that song, whether I'm making somebody in the audience smile, cry,
I
think
think you
about,
I think you reached out and touched people with
yeah.
that song, specifically the judges, particularly
Mm-hmm.
the judges. When I was camera one right there,
Mm-hmm.
watching you and watching your eyes, and you were looking at the judges purposely, that was powerful. To me, that was powerful. And then once you were done with the song and got
Mm-hmm.
the standing ovation, that pretty much sealed it. I honestly do think that.
I was wanting to try for The Voice next week. Actually, it's gonna be the closest audition is in Memphis, Tennessee, and I'm on vacation this week. I'm supposed to be on there next week, but anyway, depending on the weather conditions, I do plan to go audition for The Voice. Hopefully, I think auditioning with "Thinking Out Loud" by Ed Sheeran is a way that I could, something new, something fresh, something that they're gonna know right off, and see that also acknowledge that I'm going to be putting my own spin on it as well, and that I have, something that could use some coaching, but also that I know what I'm doing as well.